Okay, so next two questions we're going to kind of put into one. First, if my flat bands have small nicks at the edge, is it time to replace them? And how to tell when to change out bands or when certain types wear out. Okay, it is vitally important that when you're shooting your slingshot, you check in on your bands regularly. How regularly? Well, it just depends on how particular you are. But the consequence for not doing so can be a slap to the face. And if you're not wearing safety glasses, that could be dangerous. So bands will develop nicks. Now I'm referencing flat bands in this instance. Flat bands will develop nicks with use, especially if you're getting fork kits. Now most of these nicks begin at the pouch side, especially if you're shooting a tapered band. That's what we want to happen, because if the band fails, then all of the rubber that's under elongation is moving away from you, away from your face. But what you want to do is you want to particularly look at the point where they attach to the pouch. Do you see any nicks starting? Now, if you've been shooting for a while, you'll notice that you can often shoot a band set where it's just hanging on by a thread and you can still get good accuracy. Don't recommend you do that. If you see your bands are starting to fray, if they're starting to become deteriorated, if they show any signs of tearing or deep abrasions, it's probably best to replace them. Bands are cheap, eyes are expensive. Remember, wear your safety glasses. Now, when it comes to tubular bands, it can often be more difficult to determine where they might be getting nicks, because they don't so much get nicks. What they do is they start to wear out at the attachment point of the pouch, and if you're shooting a looped tubular slingshot in a slot, it will be where they interface with the slingshot itself. They will start to look abraded. At that point, you know you need to start looking to put on a new set of bands. So long and short of it, if you see an abrasion and you feel at all uncomfortable, discard that band set. Likewise, if you make your own bands, you can, if there's tearing at the pouch, go ahead and cut them free from the pouch, line them back up again, make sure your tapers are even, cut them both off to where you've got fresh material, and you can tie in slightly shorter. Now, of course, this is going to change the performance characteristics of the bands, and they're not going to quite last as long as they did being fresh, because they've already been through very many shot cycles. So the key here is to inspect your bands regularly. Be aware when they're starting to fail and retire them at that point. Safety first. Always wear your safety glasses. Always check out your bands. And learn to make your own. It's a lot of fun, and it will deepen your experience with slingshots tremendously. So thanks for that question.